Hey guys, LevelCap here. Today I've got a video talking about the new mod for Insurgency called Day of Infamy, which puts you into World War II. Now, traditionally speaking, mods are exactly what they sound like, a modification to a base game that changes up the damage models, how the game plays out, or is an aesthetic change to the game, or it simply just uses the engine and builds upon it. But it's almost always, I can't think of any mods that haven't been created 100% by the community. This, on the other hand, is a mod that has been brainstormed and started by the actual Insurgency developers. They're building the framework for the mod. They've created 2 maps. They've created factions. They're working on more factions and weapons. And so they're basically setting it up now so that the community can take over production of this mod. Sure, the dev team will still be creating content like guns and factions, but I think a lot of the map production now is going to be up to the community. And in many ways, this is kind of an experiment, but it's a really cool experiment because not only is Insurgency pretty much the perfect engine to do a World War II simulation, but also the source engine is widely used and widely known throughout the modding community. So if you're a map designer, a level designer, this is kind of like a dream come true because you're going to be making maps that have the potential to end up on the official playlist for Day of Infamy. I mean, the devs are going to still maintain kind of control of the mod and make sure that the quality is up to a high standard and stuff like that. But at some point they were talking that they might monetize this game. I mean, again, it's an experiment, so they have no idea what direction it's going to go in. But if it gains a lot of traction and popularity, it could become ultimately maybe its own standalone package. In the meantime, though, you can still play it just by having Insurgency. And I think I've said before that Insurgency is pretty much the most fun you can have for $15. The developers have continued to update the game not only visually or just aesthetically, but they've continued to improve upon their existing maps. They've added maps for free, by the way. There's no like downloadable paid for content in this game. You just buy the game and you get literally everything that they have done to it since it came out. And now, to add on to the package, you can also play Day of Infamy, which is 2 more maps, which includes the invasion of Normandy here, storming Omaha Beach. The Germans are in their pillboxes, just mowing people down on the beach, and then the map progresses back to the trench warfare here. It is a lot of fun, actually. I was having a lot of fun on this map. There's also Bastogne, which is much more wide open, snowy forest map. There's so much potential here. I mean, you have the entire theater of war from World War II, and it's just that sort of situation where it's like, it's up to the modding community. So if somebody's like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we had a map like this? No longer are you asking the developers to make it. You can make it yourself, or you can get on a team of modders who are working on a really cool epic map. And I personally used to do a lot of map design and map modification back in the day for some Unreal Tournament mods, and just had a blast doing this. And this is honestly just like such a good opportunity for anyone who's maybe been on the fence about getting into modding or is already into modding. I can't think of any better place to start modding and map designing than Day of Infamy. Now, if you're actually interested in doing modding for this, check out the Insurgency website. You can check out their blog post on Day of Infamy, and there's going to be more information on how to get set up for modding with this game. And I do believe that the developers will be more than happy to work with modders in the community, give them help, and even help them modding their maps or getting their maps and content up to snuff to be official add-ons to the game, make it into the official mod package. Weapon designers, character modelers, sound effects guys, there's a place for pretty much everyone who wants to do cool creative stuff in the gaming world, and working on mods is one of the best way to get into the official gaming world, getting paid to work on games, getting paid to develop video games. Now, how about the mod itself? Is it fun to play? Is it a good time? Absolutely. If you like Insurgency, this is basically Insurgency, but in World War II. The damage is very similar, the gameplay is very similar, the setting is totally different, but who doesn't like a World War II setting? And just being immersed in this specific map here gets me really excited for any sort of future potential. I mean, think about playing Stalingrad or Invasion of Berlin, or maybe an Iwo Jima island map. I mean, there's so much potential here, and I know so many shooter fans really love the World War II Theater of War. It's one of my personal favorites. So I have really high hopes for this mod, and I think this is something that the gaming community definitely wants and will hopefully be successful. I have a huge amount of respect for the Insurgency dev team. Their business practices have been amazing. They haven't done any sort of paid for DLC. You just buy the game and you get a ton of content with it. And then again with this, they're trying to create a game that the community can build. And then in addition to that, if they ever do monetize the game and make it its own standalone package, they want to make sure that the community gets paid for the work that makes it into the game. So they're not trying to rip people off here. They're not just trying to get free work out of people. It's basically trying to create a game that they don't yet have the resources to make on their own, but want to get the community involved to get it done. And then if it is successful, everybody who worked on it and put in the hard time and made content that's coming out in the official version of the game is going to get paid for it. So anyway, I think this is really cool news. It's good news for anyone who owns Insurgency, and it's one more reason to buy Insurgency if you haven't already picked it up for yourself. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know if you want to see more Insurgency content on my channel. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. This is LevelCap signing off.